So you're no longer at the basics. In fact, you're pretty darn good. And on the horizon is you being the best. Welcome to the final video of my ground control series. Ground control for Grand Champion to Supersonic Legend. Are you too good at dribbling and don't know how to challenge yourself more? You've come to the right place, because over the past 5 years and over 9,000 hours of playing 1v1s, I've racked my brain on how to most effectively improve my ground game at the top levels, attempting to push the boundaries on what is possible. In this video, we'll be going over the training and techniques that I've been using to stay on top. Let's go over Lethamir's dribble challenge map that he made for the Manscaped challenge. This is by far the most challenging dribble map, and in my opinion is 2 or 3 times harder than the dribble challenge 2. This 30-level course will require you to be able to masterfully maneuver the ball around large moving obstacles. It will force you to be patient and learn how to slow the ball down, and it will involve driving on rough terrain like slanted floors and jumping over small crevices. For now, just try to complete the map. Once you do, try to improve your record each time you run it. I'd say it takes at least Grand Champ level dribbling skills just to be able to finish this map. Bounce dribbling may not sound like a high level skill, but I believe it is severely underused by the majority of the player base considering how effective it is. I don't mean rinky-dink bounce dribble shots like this. I mean the ones that slam off your car where your opponents have to pre-jump just a dream to be able to touch it. If you've learned how to dribble the ball away from your opponent, you should be able to generate enough space to set these up. I tend to train these in free play, but you can also set up a custom training pack just to be able to work on bounce dribbling too. Moving on to the next technique I've been working on and using at the high level is something I like to call a speed flick. A speed flick is just a small flick to generate some space and momentum in the direction you're trying to go. It can also be used as a juke to get around one opponent and immediately be able to get another touch since you're still close to the ball. I've been using a speed flip without delaying the flip to ensure that the ball doesn't get sent too far away from me. This technique is quite hard, but I've seen it pay off multiple times. Speaking of flicks, here's a training I've been using to make my 45 and 90 degree flicks faster and more consistent. I used to just sit in free play, going back and forth flicking the ball with no real goal. Eventually, I started doing this thing where I challenged myself to get 10 70-mile-per-hour flicks in a row. This keeps me focused on the training so I don't get distracted. I know 70 miles per hour is really fast, so maybe set your own speed that you want to hit consecutively. I think 10 65-mile-per-hour flicks would be a good start. I'm sure you saw this coming, but I can't talk about high-level dribbling techniques without talking about drift plays. Of course, drifting will improve your mobility and get you out of awkward situations easier. But I think drift catches are probably the most important to learn if you want to score more goals. A good drift catch will catch your opponent off guard and give you a free dribble towards the opponent's goal. I have a drift catch tutorial you should go check out if you haven't seen it yet. The video involves how to do the drift catch, and also a training pack that I've made for you to train with. The last thing I'm going to go over is the ability to do different flicks. You can probably make it to GC with just a good 90-degree flick, but being able to do multiple flicks adds on to what your opponent will have to be able to predict. That moment of hesitation while they try and figure out what flick you're doing can be the difference between them saving the ball or letting it go past them. So I'd recommend to start learning both the musty flick and the breezy flick. You may not use them all the time, but being able to do them at all should prove useful. This concludes the final part in my ground control series. No matter your rank, be sure to check out the Bronze to Gold and the Plat to Champ videos as well, because they've helped people from all ranks improve their ground game. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's watched this video. Hopefully I'll be seeing you on the field in no time.